Hi, welcome back. It's Ed again for MMORPG. We're currently here at RuneFest in London. It's the biggest event in the RuneScape calendar. Every year fans come from all around London and the UK and in fact the world to celebrate the game, be it the current RuneScape game or the Old School client. And we got someone who's connected with the Old School RuneScape side of the game. Why don't you introduce yourself for everyone?
Yeah. Hi, I'm John. I'm the associate producer for Old School. Yeah, if you've been anywhere near a live stream, you probably know who I am.
And we had a huge dump of information about Old School today, and one of the major speeches at RuneFest, we talked about all the updates that are coming for the next 12 months. In terms of that, what's the thing you're most excited about coming in the next 12 months for Old School?
Well, there's so much to choose from, but I'd say it was definitely Dragon Slayer 2. To take such an iconic storyline that almost everyone that's even heard of RuneScape knows about and take it to a whole new level, it's just going to be outstanding. It's going to have epic puzzles, epic combat, be a totally epic quest, and of course, the epic rewards.
What sort of epic rewards are you going to get from this new version of Dragon Slayer?
So, subject to a player poll, of course. We've got the Wrath Altar, a whole new rune at the top end of rune crafting that are going to unlock the Surge spells, that should be the most powerful spells in the normal spellbook. 3 new different types of dragon for you to kill. That's the Adamant Dragons, the Rune Dragons, and the boss zombie dragon that I've forgotten the name of. And on the things they're going to drop, so you've got the Dragon Plate body, the Dragon Kite Shield to complete those sets, and then the really high-end gear. So you've got the Dragonfire Ward, which is a ranger's equivalent of the Dragonfire Shield that already exists, and Arva's Assembler, which is going to be new best in slot, the cape slot for rangers.
And just to step back to the actual quest itself, why go ahead and follow up on such an iconic piece of Old School lore?
Well, we've done it before with Monkey Madness 2. Monkey Madness, I'd say, was probably one of the top 3 most recognisable quests, and players just loved Monkey Madness 2. I feel like we really hit every note we wanted to with that quest. And players love quests. We've done a couple of smaller ones since then, so we wanted to ramp it up, really give those lore lovers something big to get their teeth into. And a Dragon Slayer, I think, was the biggest one we could do. Don't do something half-assed, go big.
In terms of going big, since you've gone big, you obviously must have learned lessons from things like the previous quests you've done. What are the lessons you learned from implementing those before going ahead and jumping in big?
So with Monkey Madness 2, the story, a lot of people dismiss story, especially when it comes to RuneScape, but you have to get it right. And I feel like we did pretty well with Monkey Madness 2, but there are still a few things we feel like we could have improved on, so we've taken that on board while designing Dragon Slayer 2. We won't be revealing as much of the story either before the quest is out, because we want it to be a total surprise to really get yourselves immersed in the story. Rewards are another big one, so reward space is always difficult to find in Old School because it's a very good balance of the ecosystem of combat, and players are really, I'd say, as well as us, we're quite scared of feature creep because we don't want to upset the balance that we've got. So it's really important to us that the players get involved, and they're very fantastic at doing that and very willing, thankfully, to help us shape the rewards into where they should be, how they should fit, how hard they should be to obtain. And I think that's definitely the hardest part, because if a quest isn't worth doing, you're not going to do it. A story is great, everyone can enjoy a challenging puzzle or a boss fight, but you want to get something for your efforts, and the rewards are the culmination of all of your efforts are a course of hours of pain and struggle and thought, and we want to make it worth it. But at the same time, we've got to make sure that we're not upsetting the community and not upsetting the balance of the game.
And in terms of all those puzzles and the lore that you're going through, what sort of time frame are you looking at players putting in to get through this new quest?
You'll have to find out when it ships.
And the rewards themselves, you obviously talked about balancing rewards and having issues of feature creep that can come into game, especially when a game is out for so long. It's got such a lot of history behind it. Feature creep can happen just so easily. How do you approach designing a quest that's both challenging and new, but yet doesn't give players, like you say, feature creep, more powerful stuff that they might want, but then doesn't necessarily unbalance the game?
So we involve the whole team in this process. We don't just have one designer sat there trying to churn out rewards. It's a very collaborative effort, and we'll come up with an idea and be totally ready to accept that all of our ideas might be total trash and need to be thrown away and start again. Because ultimately the community decide what goes into game, and we want to make sure that we're doing it right. But sometimes we aim to bring out something that's new and best in slot, but that doesn't totally dominate. So it's just a little bit better. You get better DPS or more accurate, or just a little bit better armor, and that's enough for a lot of people. But there's also, we have variety at some of the mid to lower level stuff. And while Dragon Slayer 2 doesn't have a lot of that, there is, we see that with Fossil Island, for example. There's a whole host of content there that's not necessarily the best in the game, but it adds a whole load of variety to your player journey for everyone that's going to be new coming into the game.
And what we noticed somewhat during the speeches that we did see is that within the new content that's come within Old School, there seems to be a theme of rewards that are allowing players to sacrifice as well, and having a way off rather than providing a straight up, yeah, you get more of this, you may want to take this, but you might have to sacrifice something to get it, to kind of off balance that feature creep. Was that the intention?
Yeah, so I was actually just talking to some players literally 10 minutes ago about the rewards that came with Monkey Madness 2. We have the Zenite Jewelry. So they offered the most, or the best bonuses offensively in each of the classes, Magic, Ranged and Melee. But you sacrificed all of the defensive bonuses in those classes as well. And they were telling me they thought they were the best designed update we've ever done, which personally made me feel good because I designed it. But ultimately, like I said, the community are the ones that have that final say. It's when you get towards the higher level stuff, it's kind of a RuneScape theme in that to get the best stuff, you have to sacrifice something. Otherwise, it's very over-centralizing. If you have one armor set that's got the best range attack bonus, the best melee attack bonus, the best magic attack bonus, and the best defenses plus prayer bonus, you're never going to use anything else, and everyone in the game looks the same.
And moving away from rewards, we've obviously got this new lore, new text, new quests coming in, but are we going to see it bring players back to other areas, older areas in the game that they've seen already within the original Dragon Slayer quest, or is it going to take them to new areas where they haven't been with the Dragon Slayer quest before?
We'll be taking players to areas both old and new throughout the quest and beyond it.
And talking about old, we've also got the game coming to mobile, and you're going to see Old School Runescape coming to mobile. We've obviously talked about that in one of our other videos here on the site about the game coming to mobile, but from your point of view, how excited are you about it coming to Android and iOS platforms, I think, both?
Yes, they're the lead platforms. I'm very excited. It's taking RuneScape to the next generation, but mostly it's about the accessibility for the players that we've currently got. We're very much about building it for our current players. It's got all this potential to bring in hundreds of thousands of new players for sure, but we want to protect what we have, and we look at it in the, if you played RuneScape for 12 years, you're maybe 12, 13 years old when you picked it up at that kind of age range. You're an adult now. Some of you are you're going to college, you're in higher education, some of you've got families and you've got jobs, so you don't have the time to spend 6 hours in an evening staring at a computer screen in a desktop in a bedroom. You're on the go, so you might be taking the bus to work. Why not have RuneScape in your pocket and play on the go?
So if they're on the go on the bus, then they'll be able to play the original Dragon Slayer quest. Will they be able to play the Dragon Slayer 2 quest soon on the mobile?
Yeah, so the mobile client is totally interoperable with desktop. You've got the same account, totally same content, nothing is locked down, and if you can do it on desktop, you can do it on mobile.
I see, so we're not going to see any sort of delay between updates coming between the mobile and desktop platform, or indeed between the two different platforms?
No, not at all. Like I said, if desktop's got something, mobile will have it too.
That is really fantastic sounding. So when are we likely to see Dragon Slayer 2 coming on to RuneScape?
So looking likely for early next year.
Early next year, and maybe in time for it coming onto mobile then?
We'll see. So we've got the alpha here today at RuneFest, and players seem to be loving that, and we've got a few steps to take before we move into the beta phase, and that's critical for us. So we really want to get the players involved, not just in making sure that it works, and it's not just a technical beta, it's very much about getting the players involved to steer our design decisions. We don't want to rework the UI and come up with something that's totally alien to any RuneScape player. So we'll give them the stock device, tell us what the UI should do, what functions it needs, and we'll make them, and they can tell us if it's good, and we'll just iterate upon that.
That's great. We've also had a chance to try both of the old school and the current RuneScape client on mobile. And although the new user interfaces aren't in place yet, and they're still under development, what I tended to find was the old school client felt more at home on a mobile platform simply because of the existing user interface and the way it currently runs. Is that the sort of feedback that you're getting from players?
So everyone that I've spoken that's touched the old school mobile client today says it runs very crisp and very smooth, and in some cases better than on their desktop, which I actually expected because of what we've done under the hood. In terms of the UI, they're pretty happy with it, and this was our first real major iteration of how it looks on the mobile. So we've chopped up the inventory panel and got the panels so that you can use it with both thumbs. We've had to move the chat box so that you can use the keyboard at the bottom of the screen. But at the same time, I know a lot of our players still like to use the fixed mode, so we've left that on mobile. If you don't mind the keyboard being up over your chat box, then you still can do that. And it's about accessibility again. Players can play how they like.
And if you want to play old school RuneScape the way you like to play it, then keep an eye again on MMORPG.com for more information about it coming soon. And all I can say is thank you very much for your time, and good luck when slaying a zombie dragon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.